So I'm sitting in my car and oh my god, I just thought that it was stable, but I guess it wasn't. But yeah, I guess I had the urge to make a YouTube video because I have stuff on my mind that's related to YouTube. So just gonna start talking, I guess. So one thing is that I have a lot of ideas for YouTube videos I want to make. And I know my last video is literally called Why I Love Not Editing, but I really want to learn how to edit. And I still love not editing. But I also love getting a message across in a way that people can easily digest. And while I think that it is important, like I said in that video, for people to practice just listening to people how they naturally talk, I also recognize the importance of being digestible or concise or articulate. So definitely like planning to, I'm gonna need to get a new computer. Feels kind of silly to get a new computer, like to spend my money on that. But I guess I just think like it feels like YouTube and like starting to transition from being a lurker to a poster on well, I was gonna say social media, but really just YouTube. And like I think that is gonna help me feel more connected to the world, or become more connected to the world. My friend is like obsessed with tarot, and he keeps like showing me these videos where like you pick a card and then like at the beginning the person will lay out 3 cards and then you pick one, and then that will determine your reading, and there's 3 different readings in the video. But anyway, that, and in a reading he did for me, it just keeps coming up, this like Leo energy that that is kind of new to me, I guess, like of wanting people to look at me. And I really think that, like, I kind of just started doing this, like, because I was bored and I felt like it was the easiest way to like do something, but I think it's actually, I feel like it's going to lead me places. I'm not really sure where. I just realized that my camera is tilted, so I guess this video will be tilted. But yeah, I don't know. It's like very hard to get people to watch your videos. And I'm surprised to learn that I want people to watch my videos, because I don't know, like I think that shouldn't be important to me or something, but like really like part of why people probably, and I'll just speak for myself, why I like want to make videos and put them on YouTube is so that, because oh my god, I was just watching this recent Dan and Phil interview. That's another thing I want to make a video about. Not that interview specifically, but just parasocial relationships. And I mean, I already did kind of make one about that, but I want to make like an edited video, I guess, about parasocial relationships through the lens of Dan and Phil. And just talk about, oh my god, a branch just fell. right outside my car. But yeah, I want to talk about that. But what I was going to say is, in this interview that I watched with them, it wasn't really an interview, actually. They were on a podcast. They were on the Shut Up, I'm Talking podcast, which I'd never heard of before they went on it. So I was only there for them. But one thing that Phil said in that interview, hold on, it's loud. Just wanted to wait for that to pass. What was it? He said a lot of smart things, but the thing I'm thinking of now is, I think, not what I was going to say, which is frustrating. But the quote that's coming to mind is like Phil talking about doing like what's creatively fulfilling to you. But that's not what I wanted to say. God, it's so frustrating being in my mind sometimes. Yeah, but I guess I just have to let that go, and that's life, I guess. That's something I've been trying to, like, accept, like, just that you have to let go sometimes, which is very difficult for me, especially with memory and, like, letting go of, God, branches are just falling left and right. Letting go of thoughts, or letting go of a train of thought, because my anxiety is just all about, like, you have to remember everything, you have to keep track of this, and, like, if you don't, terrible things will happen. That's, like, what my anxiety is like, I guess. But speaking of the wind today, another thing I was thinking about doing, which is something I don't have the skills for yet in terms of making a YouTube video, is just documenting this, like, stuff that I see around, because I walk around a lot. I have a walking based job. And today when I was out, I just kept seeing stuff that I was just like, there's one of the things that I want to do is bring nuance to YouTube, because I feel like there's this pressure to have everything figured out about what you're talking about. But I feel like I don't want to make a blanket statement when I'm literally talking about nuance, but I want to say, like, no one is ever, like, no one ever has something completely figured out. And if they say they do, then what that's saying to me is that they're not open to changing their mind or learning new things or whatever. Like, and I feel like I see examples of nuance, like, all the time, everywhere, just by looking around. Like, and I don't really know if nuance is the right word anymore, but, like, things having multiple things being true at the same time, even if those things are contradictory. Like, today is a beautiful sunny day, and the clouds are moving really fast. It's 50 degrees. It's January. So then, oh wait, is it bad when it's 50 degrees in January? This branch that I watched fall, like, literally, like, while I was filming this, it's just gotten, like, completely destroyed by cars that have passed it already. Or that have, like, run it over. But I really hope the audio is not too bad. I don't know how to do anything. I would like to reiterate that. Yeah, but it's, like, a beautiful day, but then also my city, there's just trash everywhere. All over the place. Like, I'm walking through trash. And because of the wind today, it's also trash day. And because of the wind, so many trash bins that have just gotten emptied have been blown into the middle of the road. There was one in the middle of the road. I don't know how this happened, but there was this, like, disgusting trash bin full of, like, the trash in it wasn't just like a bag, like a trash bag. It was literally just like damp, like so much damp, layered trash. But anyway, that and a recycling bin full of the same kind of shit were both in the middle of the road, and everybody had to like go around it. Just made eye contact with a stranger. And he had gold glasses. Oh, that stranger. Anyway. Yeah, and so then I had this experience where I was like driving by it and everybody was driving by it, and I was like, is anyone gonna stop and pick this up? But I was like, oh, I'm on my way somewhere, like I can't stop. I have to be somewhere. I have like, I'm going on my way to work. But then after work, I passed it again, and I was like, okay, I don't have that excuse anymore. And it's not my responsibility to get it out of the road. But I guess, like, I didn't want it to be there. And so I stopped and, like, tried to move it. And I ended up just moving the bins. But the trash was, like, so disgusting. And I didn't have, like, the equipment to deal with it. Like, I didn't really know how to do it without getting it all over my clothes and shit. So I just moved the bins and, like, whatever trash was in the bins. But a lot of it had fallen out at that point. But it actually was kind of a good... I don't know, like, good point. I don't know. Like, the way that it played out, I feel like taught me something, which is that often I feel like I need to, like, fully fix something, but just doing a part of the work is still more than doing nothing, I guess. So I was thinking about that, and then I was passing all this stuff that I see in my neighborhood all the time that I just think, like, there's good stuff and bad stuff all over the place, and I think, like, you can I don't know, everything you look at, you're looking at through the lens of your perspective, and obviously so am I, but I think that, like, I could make an interesting video by showing, based on the things that I choose to show in that video. Like, things that I tend to notice are, like, graffiti. I noticed this car was covered in, like, one of those car covers, but the wind had gotten under it, and it was billowing, and it looked really pretty, and it was catching the light in a really pretty way. I really like light, so I'd probably show that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, I guess, like, being on YouTube, this is what I was gonna say from earlier, the thing that Phil said in that interview, which is that you have to have a bit of, I think Jen and Phil both say this in the interview, like, they kind of are bouncing off each other, as they do a lot. But Phil said you have to have a bit of an ego to be a YouTuber at all, like, and not in a bad way, but in, like, a healthy way. Like, you have to believe that you have something to say that is worth hearing. And I think that's, like, a skill that I'm trying to build, I guess. Because I do think that I have things to say that are worth hearing, but I also think that I tend to I don't know, historically, I've, like, said things in ways that I think are hard for people to follow or stay focused on or something. Or, like, I don't know, people just aren't, yeah, I'm I'm just neurodivergent. I don't know what to say. Like, Yeah. And then I have this other video idea about being, about like sort of the experience of getting sick in America in 2024. Because that's been my life for the past month or so. And I do still want to make that video. I tried to just talk about it in my car a different time, but I don't think I'm going to post that because I feel like that topic is one that I want to approach with more nuance or like more purpose or something. Like I want to be more intentional when I talk about that, because I don't know, maybe because I'm afraid of getting torn apart on the internet. Maybe that's why. I'm not sure. Like, I can't tell if it's like fear of like people judging me or thinking that I'm a bad person, or if it's like, I actually do think that there's just like so much nuance when it goes, okay, nuance, word of the day, but when it comes to like being sick in America in 2025, it's just so complicated, and there's so many factors that play into it, and like I think a lot of people try to talk about it like it's simple, and it's not simple. Yeah. And God, the other day, I think this was last night actually, I was watching YouTube, classic me activity, but I got an ad right before the video I was watching for some kind of cold medicine or something, and it just made me so mad, because I was like, okay, I like had to take some work off yesterday. I wasn't able to take all day off because of I need money, and my boss couldn't get my work covered. Trying not to expose my job, but I think that it's kind of like anyway, I think someone could figure it out, but anyway, so then I'm like homesick, and I have to go through all these hoops, and like it's so complicated to navigate like work and being sick and taking care of yourself, and then I'm getting an ad that's like, oh, are you sick? Just buy this. And like, it just made me so mad. I don't know, like the way that things work in America is so convoluted, and everything is just like a distraction from like what's actually fucked up, in my opinion. But yeah, just like the solution to illness being like this brightly colored, like orange, like thing that you buy in the store, and they're like, oh, if you buy this, you're gonna feel better, like your body will feel better. And that is not how it works. And earlier I was trying to Google like what cough drops work best, and I found a Reddit post that worked well, but before I even Googled it, I was like, should I even Google this? Like, I'm just gonna get ads. And it's so frustrating trying to find out actual information. Like, we need to just be trusting our friends with this kind of stuff. Like, everybody has experience and knowledge and wisdom when it comes to this stuff, and then we just like ask Google, like, what do I do? What do I buy? And oh my god. Anyway, I'm gonna go anyway. I feel like that was a sign. But yeah, closing remarks. I just have a lot of plans. I have a lot of thoughts. I am feeling a bit better, I think. Yeah, but I've been sick all month. Like, I was okay for like a few days around my birthday. I was lucky in that I wasn't sick on my birthday. But my birthday is inauguration day, so it's not like I was like, well. And yeah, and you know, stay tuned because I have a lot of ideas, but I don't know how to edit videos yet. But I might get a computer at some point that works. Yeah, bye.